The greatest football festival is upon us, and it will run from June 11th until July the 19th. 48 teams will participate in this World Cup. Mexico, United States, and Canada 2026. This is the largest expanded version of the World Cup since its inception. But we'll go back to 1930 in Uruguay, where the first World Cup was held. 13 teams participated in that World Cup. It was supposed to be 16, but Japan and Thailand withdrew. And of course, Egypt, the sole representatives from Africa, missed the ship that was supposed to take them from Cairo to South America and Uruguay. That World Cup was the origins. And the first World Cup goal was scored by Lucien Laurent, a Frenchman, first ever World Cup goal in a 4-1 demolition of Mexico in that tournament. The World Cup has increased and expanded since its inception. It started with 16 teams, 16 teams from 1930 to 1978 in Argentina, and then further expanded to 24 teams running from Espana 82 to the 1994 World Cup in the United States, and expanded to 32 teams that ran from 98 World Cup to the 2022 World Cup, which was the last edition. And currently it's expanded to 48 teams for 2026 World Cup. There has been 22 official World Cup balls dating back to the 1930 that had the T model. Chile 62, where Brazil won that World Cup, it had Mr. Crack as the official World Cup ball, believe it or not. 1978 in Argentina and Espana 82 had the Tango. In 86, the official World Cup ball was the Azteca, paying homage to the original inhabitants of Mexico. 1994 World Cup was the Questra, Adidas Questra, that paid homage to space exploration. In 1998, we had the Adidas Tricolor. It's a beautiful soccer ball, personal favorite of all of the soccer balls. We had the Jabulani in 2010, that soccer ball that moved like a rocket. And Jabulani in Zulu means to celebrate, and it was a real celebration for on the African continent for the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. 22 in Qatar had Al Rila, which means the journey in Arabic, and the 2026 will have the Adidas Trionda, which is it's the waves in Spanish, 3 waves, and it does have the 3 colors, red, blue, and green, representing the 3 countries that are hosting these 2026 FIFA World Cup. And a little bit of history too. The oldest player ever to play in the World Cup is Egypt's El Hadari, Essam El Hadari. He participated in the World Cup at the age of 45 years, 161 days. We also have Cameroon's Rojamila at 42 years. We also have Dino Zov, who captained Italy at the 82 World Cup at the age of 40. Pepe of Portugal played at the age of 39 in the World Cup. And we had David Seaman at the age of 38. And the youngest ever player to play in the World Cup, Norman Whiteside of Northern Ireland. He debuted in Espana 82 against Yugoslavia. And the oldest player at this World Cup will be Craig Gordon, the 43-year-old goalkeeper for Scotland. For the youngest player ever, we have Norman Whiteside. Like I said, he played at the 82 World Cup against Yugoslavia. And then we have honorable mentions. Samuel Eto'o Fields played age 17, 100 days. The greatest of all time in many people's books, Edson Arantes de Nascimento, also known as Pelé, played in the 58 World Cup in Sweden at the age of 17 years, 234 days, almost 18. Solomon Olembe of Cameroon 17 years, 98 days. And Nigeria's Femi Okpabumi played 17 years, 100 days. At the current World Cup, the youngest player will be Gilberto Mora of Mexico at the age of 17. For the most assists of all time, it's tied between Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi with 8 assists so far in the World Cup. Messi has the opportunity to extend that at this World Cup. The most assists in a single tournament is that record is held by Pelé, the great Pelé of Brazil, with 6 assists at the 1970 World Cup in Mexico, which Brazil eventually won. They won that World Cup. All-time goals scored in the World Cup, 16 by Miroslav Klose. Ronaldo Lima of Brazil has 15. Gerd Müller of West Germany, now of course Germany, has 14. Lionel Messi 13 and Kylian Mbappe with 12 in 2 tournaments. In 2018 and 2022, he scored 12 goals. So he's well on the way to be the highest goal scorer ever in the history of the World Cup. And in a single tournament, that record for most goals scored in a single tournament, Just Fontaine of France still holds that record, scored 13 goals at the Sweden 1958 World Cup. So far, there's been 2,700 goals scored in the World Cup since its inception. The Qatar 2022 World Cup had the highest in a single tournament with 172 goals. And of course, with this expanded version of the World Cup, we should have even more goals. So far, the few countries that have won the World Cup, sitting at the top of the table is Brazil with 5 titles, 58, 62, 70, 3 of those World Cup won by Pelé. 1994 in the United States, Romario and Bebeto Dunga was the captain of that team. And in 2002, where Ronaldo led Brazil with Cleverson and Rivaldo and Ronaldinho to win their 5th title. Second on the table is Germany. Well, they won as West Germany in 54, 74, and 90. Their last title in Brazil in 2014. Italy followed also with 4, tied at 4, 34 World Cup 38, Espana 82 with Dinosov, and 2006 World Cup with Totti, Del Piero, and the rest. Argentina at 3 titles at 78 when they hosted it with Captain Daniel Passarella, in 86 with Diego Armando Maradona, and at the last World Cup in Qatar where Lionel Messi led the Albiceleste to their 3rd title. 2 titles apiece for France and Uruguay. Uruguay in 1930 and in 1950, the famous World Cup where the Uruguay broke the Brazilian hearts. And France when they hosted it in 92 and in 2018 with Paul Pogba and the rest. England and Spain with 1 title each. England in 1966 with Bobby Charlton and Bobby Moore. And Spain in 2010 with the great team that had David Villa, Sergio Busquets, and the rest, Carlos Puyol. So far in the World Cup, the Brazil 70 team is considered as the greatest World Cup team. And Brazil are the only country to have participated in all the World Cups since 1930. Most yellow cards in the World Cup falls to Javier Mascherano of Argentina, Cafu and Lothar Matthäus with 6 each. And we have Rafa Marquez, Otamendi, Sule Muntari, and Moreno with 5. Most red cards, Rigobert Song and Zidane have 2 apiece in the World Cup. The most red cards by a team is Brazil, leading with 11. Of course, they've participated in all of them, so it's only natural. Argentina with 10, Uruguay 9, Italy and Cameroon with 8 apiece. This World Cup is going to be an interesting tournament. I'll run down the groups. Group A, we have Mexico, Republic of South Africa, South Korea, Czech Republic. Group B, we have Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar and Switzerland. Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti and Scotland. Group D, USA, Panama, Australia, and Turkey. Group E, Germany, Curacao, the Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Group G has Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Group I, France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Group K, we have Portugal, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. And the last group L, we have England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. We will sit back and enjoy, I think it's about 6 weeks of football. As football fans, this is the pinnacle of football. All fans will tune in and watch, and we will enjoy the rich artistry that all of these footballers and all of this from all of these beautiful countries will showcase in 6 weeks. And hopefully July 19th, either we will have a repeat champion or hopefully a new champion. It will be an interesting World Cup. The World Cup is always interesting, and regardless of the things pulling attention from the main game, I urge everyone to pay attention to what happens on grass. It will be an interesting World Cup. Tune in and enjoy. And on this channel, we're going to cover the World Cup from beginning to end. First round of matches, every round of games we will come and review it and then preview the next round of games. We'll pick key games and talk about key points. It will be interesting, and may the best team win this tournament. Sit back and enjoy these global spectacles.